Hey, before we dive into the story, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss moments like this. I never thought a single photo could turn my whole world upside down. My name's Ethan. I'm 38, and I've been married to Claire for 12 years. Not too long ago, I believed our marriage was solid, not perfect, but steady. We had arguments like any couple, but I never doubted her loyalty or my place in her life. At least, that's what I thought. Claire had always been outgoing, effortlessly social, the kind of person who instantly draws people in. She had a few close friends from work and college, and I trusted them completely. I wasn't a jealous husband. I didn't snoop. I gave her space, believing that's what love was about. Or at least that's what I told myself. It started small, almost imperceptibly. One evening, I was scrolling through my phone, checking emails, when notification popped up from an app one rarely used. A social media tag. A photo appeared. At first glance, it seemed normal, but it was clear enough to see someone named Daniel sitting with Claire at a cafe, smiling and leaning toward the camera. Innocent, maybe. Friendly, possibly. But something about that image made my chest tighten. I didn't confront her right away. I studied it instead. Her expression, his subtle gestures. Claire had always been friendly, but this felt different. Her lean toward him, the effortless ease in her smile, it gnawed at me. Something didn't feel right. The next day, I tried to sound casual. Hey, I saw that photo of you and Danny yesterday. Looks like you had a good time. I expected a laugh, a shrug, or a joke. Instead, she stiffened. Her eyes darted toward the window. She forced a tight smile. Oh, that's just coffee. Nothing special, she said, her voice light, but with an edge I couldn't ignore. I didn't press. Not yet. I wanted to see if she'd slip, if the truth would reveal itself naturally. Over the next few days, small changes started to show. She came home earlier than usual. Her phone, normally left on the table, was now always in her hand or tucked away. She laughed a little too loudly at my jokes, asked me about my day repeatedly, and shared every minor detail about work with unusual enthusiasm. Every word, every gesture felt like a performance. That's when it hit me. The photo had shifted everything. Claire was panicking, not vaguely, but urgently. I could sense it in the rhythm of her steps, in the speed of her texts, in the topics she avoided. It wasn't just guilt. It was a fear of being caught. I started connecting dots from the past few months. Small lies, half-truths, little inconsistencies. Nothing blatant. Nothing anyone else would notice. But patterns began to emerge. This wasn't about Daniel at the cafe. It was about trust. The foundation of our marriage had been compromised, maybe for longer than I'd realized. One evening, I decided to test my instincts. Claire told me she was meeting a friend, Sophie, someone I barely knew. I stayed home, pretending to work on paperwork, replaying that photo over and over. Around 7 p.m., a location notification popped up on my phone. My heart skipped. She wasn't where she said she'd be, not at the cafe, not in Sophie's neighborhood. She was closer to Daniel's place. Anger, fear, disbelief, all of it collided at once. I tried to reason with myself. Maybe I was overreacting, but deep down, I knew my instincts rarely failed. Minutes dragged, then my phone buzzed. A message from Claire. I'll be home soon. Something came up. See you in a bit. The sudden, brief message screamed panic. Whatever she was hiding had escalated. When she arrived, she looked flustered, disheveled. Not at all like a casual night out. Her eyes avoided mine. But there was a subtle crack in her facade, a hint of vulnerability. I stayed quiet for a moment, letting the silence weigh. Then I asked calmly, deliberately, Claire, where were you really tonight? She froze, eyes darting from mine to her hands. Long pause. Then quietly, almost in a whisper, I met Daniel. The words hit me not like a yell, but like icy water, soaking through my clothes in the middle of the night. I'd sensed something was off, but hearing her admit it made it undeniable. Why? I asked, one word loaded with years of disbelief and hurt. She shifted, voice low, hesitant. It's complicated. I didn't want you to worry. I didn't think it mattered. Everything felt fragile in that moment. The life we'd built, the nights, the mornings, everything, felt like a vase polished for years, shattered in one careless step. I drew a steady breath. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't crying. Not yet. Claire, we've been married over a decade. I trusted you and you lied about a friend, about Daniel. Her eyes filled not with anger, but with guilt. She nodded, shrinking slightly in the doorway. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought it was harmless. Just coffee. I wasn't thinking clearly, she said. Harmless. That word echoed. Her excuse for a secret meeting that could unravel everything. Despite the hurt, I wanted to understand. I needed her side, even though part of me wanted to walk away. I sank onto the couch, staring at the floor. Do you see why this terrifies me? I asked, not just a lie, but that our trust can bend so easily. She knelt beside me, tentative, reaching out. I panicked when I saw that photo, she admitted. I wasn't expecting it. It was just a moment, a mistake. I wanted to come home before you noticed, to fix it before it became real. There it was, the panic behind every action. I had noticed the photo, the location ping, the rush home. Finally, instinct and truth aligned. I closed my eyes, letting it sink in. Slowly, I exhaled. Claire, I need honesty from now on. No more small lies. No more pretending. I can forgive mistakes, but I cannot survive deception. Her nod carried both relief and regret. I'll be honest. From now on, I swear, even when it hurts. That promise brought clarity. The tension that had built over days, months, even years, began to ease. Trust could be rebuilt, but only if we faced it head-on. We spent the next hour untangling the web of small lies, misunderstandings, and insecurities. Each confession peeled back layers of fear and miscommunication. It wasn't neat or easy, but it was real. For the first time in weeks, we saw each other again. Not the masks, not the panic, not the pretenses, but the people we promised to be. By night's end, a grounded peace settled over me. Not naive forgiveness, but clarity. The photo, the panic, the lie. It had changed everything, but it hadn't destroyed us. I realized something important. Trust isn't blind. It's fragile, yes, but resilient if nurtured. As I lay beside Claire that night, listening to her steady breathing, I understood something profound. Life will always carry secrets, mistakes, and moments of doubt. But real love isn't about perfection. It's about patience, courage, and the willingness to come home, even after panic. For now, that was enough.